Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I know it has been quite a while since I have uploaded anything, but my real job, I work in retail, and so this is our busiest time of the year, and I have been working pretty much non-stop, but so on the days I did have off, I didn't really want to do anything, because if you worked in retail, you know how just draining that is. But I'm here now, and so let's dive into what we have today. Maybe, if it loads. There we go. All right. Today, we're going to be going through a side-scroller game. And mind you, this is made completely default RPG Maker, no plugins. Please, if you are actually going to do a full side-scroller game, use some plugins. But if you're stubborn and absolutely against it, I'm going to show you how I got all of this to work. But first, I need to reveal a few important things. All right. See the red and the green? That is going to take forever to load, evidently. All right. That is here. The green, it just means it's passable. You can walk here, and the red means you can't. Notice I have the blank ones right next to it, so you can keep track of what is what. And as is this side scroller, you can go this way. Now, mind you, in this one, you can move up and down a tiny little bit. But that is completely up to you. If you wanted, you could make this just one row. And just, that's all the character could walk. I didn't do that, but it is completely up to personal choice. It's completely customizable. You have like little hills. Oops, I had the wrong tool selected. You could have it little hills. Just make sure you surround where you can't go with red, right? You get the picture. Now, for the background image, chairs on the table, it is a parallax. And see the exclamation point I have next to it? That means that the parallax will not move. I mean, obviously, if you do this, you could probably make it move. I've never tested it out. But this locks it into place, so as the character walks along, the table will stay where they are. Now, the hardest part of this entire thing is getting this stupid lamp to work. I tried so many different things, but I'm not in. Probably help if I was in edit mode. So the first thing I tried was to do a picture event, but then it would follow the character along the screen. So instead, what this is, it's literally just a darkening, faded the edges to make this seem more dramatic. It's not necessary, but it adds a lot. I recommend doing something like that even in your non-side scroller games. But here, it is a character image. I didn't want to screw around to figure out the right sizing. I highly recommend you do this because otherwise it just looks cut off. You're going to want to leave a little bit of distance in between the bottom of the image and the bottom of the selection just so it doesn't look cut off at all. I didn't bother doing that because I'm lazy and sounded like a lot of work. But yeah, it is literally just a character image that I sketched, put in, and make sure it's set to above characters so that way it'll appear in the foreground. So first, actually, we need to go through something with side scrollers. There are three main parts to a side scroller, right? So pretend this is our game screen, right? Let's use different colors. I need to deselect that first. Let's use red for the background. All right, so you have the background, which is everything that's appearing behind the characters. It could be really close up. It could be super far away. And the background can be split into different things. But for now, we're just breaking it to really simple stuff. And we have the background. Then we have where the player is, the middle ground. It's where they can walk through, you know, this is their path. This is everything they can interact with. And then there is the foreground, which is everything that appears over the top of the player. Now, there are some things you can do. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. With the foreground, especially if you have big objects like this tree blocking the player character. Oops, ignore that. So, you could have something like this. I chose those numbers randomly. They're not important. Important part is this event. So first you want to, please tell me I already have this common event. They're right here. Yes, I do. Sweet. Where are you at? Which I've used this common event in so many videos. It gets the map X, player Y, and I also want it to get the hold on. Region. Here we go, region ID. And it's going to be set to game data. Oh gosh, I forgot. Here we go. Now isn't there just a region ID option? Oh my gosh, my brain is completely going empty. I have completely forgotten how to do this. Hold on. Huh. Oh, yes, it'll be here. This is what I want. Get location info. Alright, so this is here at the third tab under map, get location info. Then you select your variable, what you want, and etc. Alright, so this is going to set the region ID to the region ID of the player. You're going to want to loop this on a parallel event. So loop, oh wait. Sorry, hold on. I like labels better just because when you have overlapping stuff, it makes it easier. But if you're just doing a basic loop, you're fine just to loop everything. All right, then if you're just going to do this, you want to add a wait in here. This is really important because if not, it gets going too fast and it will drag your frame rate down to like 6, which is not good. So what I'm wanting to do is if the region ID equals 4, then I want to set movement group. Did I enable it? I didn't. I think this is a lamp. No, wait, that's this event. That's a lamp. I want to change opacity, bring it down to 150. And yep. And then, yeah, it'll do that. And if region ID equals 3, change the opacity to 255 was basic, I think. Right? Now, you could have it set so that every event is set to the same one. So if you walk behind anything in the foreground, they all become semi-transparent and easy to see. But see? Now you can see the player behind and it turns well. And there's no lag. Like here, let me pull up the FPS. Okay, it drops like maybe 1 or 2 frames, but it's like not noticeable at all. But yep. But that is completely like aesthetic choices. If you have large stuff in the foreground, you're going to want to do something like this just so you can always see the player. But that's also something I'd suggest for this, is making a bigger player character. I'm just using the default teeny tiny sprites, and you're going to want to use stuff that matches your player. Like, these characters would not have chairs that big. There's just no point. But yeah, that is the basics for a side-scrolling system in RPG Maker. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!